Oh, this nigga had trouble. What you had trouble with? Stick out your mouth. Get your dick out your mouth.
Live.
Well, welcome to the Cocktail Social. This is your host, Blue Waters, aka Miss Kitty in the City, aka the Cat Couture, and I'm joined with a socialite, Mr. Nate. How are you, sir?
I am great. How are you,
I
man?
am wonderful. Did you say man
I did
or
say
man?
man. I said
Did you?
man.
We were having some technical difficulties if you were joining in, but we are live. We are here. I have my cocktail. I hope you have yours. We are being joined by Mr. Gilmore. Hello, Mr. Gilmore. How are you? Are you there? I
He
don't think
frozen in time.
he's in time. Oh my goodness, he's caught in a vortex. That happens. So what's been going on, Mr. Nate? Tell me
I
something
am
good.
getting reacquainted to being around people slightly,
Hmm.
like this much. I'm
Hmm.
in rehearsal for a real nigga show. I hope y'all got y'all tickets. It is going to be a live, stay your ass at home, get drunk, and watch some niggas at a pool on the live stream.
Hmm.
Tickets are only $18. Please get y'all tickets. Please share this. If you're not if you're not inclined to be culturally enhanced, tell a nigga that is, because this is gonna be interesting.
Hold on, say that again. You said tell who that is?
Tell tell somebody, a nigga
No,
that's
no.
culturally enhanced.
I wanted you
That
to repeat what you said. I like that. You said, first of all, the title is going to keep, I'm coming because of the title alone. So,
a real
and I
nigga
want,
show,
I, yeah,
a real
I'm in
nigga
the
show.
building for this.
This is the 17th year of a
Hmm.
real nigga show since they first started doing. These young men have grown up. We have a
Hmm.
couple members that have not been here for the whole 17 years, but we have four members that have been here for the duration of 17 years, and
Hmm.
a couple members that have been here for the last couple years. Um, and this show is going to be awesome. There's some local filmmakers that have created some shorts based on the scripts and based on the production,
Hmm.
the direction of Troy Burton. So you'll see some short films within this one.
Hmm.
It's live theater, the same way we watch The Wiz and all those CBS productions. Is going to be similar to that. It's going to be some movement, some music, some acting, some poetry. Please come out. Like, we are trying to push this and kind of set precedent here in the theater world here in Baltimore, and not let this coronavirus shut us down. So many people have taken them PPP loans and shut them damn doors, and they ain't open them back up to probably next season. But
Hmm.
Troy has been really pushing us to create in a different space with a different level of quality, not just there's nothing wrong with the home theaters that we've been seeing, but we need to step it up and really do some quality work. And it's not the same show that you've probably seen already. There are a lot of elements that they've kept, but the film is definitely going to add. If you've been seeing me post a lot, I'm helping with the marketing. You
Hmm.
see some clips, and some of those clips are taken from the short films that we'll see. And it'll be about 2 hours, the whole production.
Hmm.
But these niggas working hard.
And let me tell you, first of all, I knew they were working hard when I saw that they were actually um, doing choreography. I said,
Yeah.
hold up. They got
So
y'all
for
in there dancing.
so the late awesome Lori Goodman, the great
Hmm.
Lori Goodman, has always been the choreographer for it. So it's always been movement. But Tracy Jiggers is picking up where um, the mantle from Lori Goodman and taking it to another level. And they got these old niggas moving. These ain't no little 20 something niggas no more. These are 30, almost 40 some year old men that you see on the stage now.
Now the
So
front, you're right, because when I saw some of the movements. I wanted to know where was the Bengay, and did y'all have some Absorbing Junior in there? Cause I
Oh,
seen y'all hopping around like y'all was showing up,
when
showing
I
up.
tell you, these niggas is in pain. And Tracy ain't no slouch
Oh
when it
no,
comes to
oh
choreography.
no.
She will work you. And we got a big guy, Josh is in there. Easy old ass is aching and paining. Brandon. The only one that's faking it right now is Mr. Kerry. Uh he the only one faking it. He's like the little youngster, little slim dude. So he's faking it right now. And Robin hasn't come over yet, but they getting it. And if
Okay.
nothing else, they're gonna be in shape. And the next actually the show goes up on the 29th. So
Hmm.
we're less than a month away now.
When y'all were jumping, when I saw them up in the air,
Not
and
y'all.
I
I was
said,
watching. I was the one taking those pictures. Not
uh,
y'all. Not y'all.
yeah.
Not y'all. Not
Did you
y'all.
have? Did you had? Was there any life alerts in the room? Because I know that.
Well, after this first week of rehearsals, we have realized we're going to need them to be on board. And we're socially distanced because them niggas breathing all the shit. They gonna kill me if they see this fucking show.
Well, that is, I would like anybody that is tuning into the show, grab your tickets to a Real Nigga show that is airing on August the 29th. Am I correct?
Yes.
Online, grab your tickets. It's $18. Where can they get the tickets?
Then go to Eventbrite. Just look up a real nigga show. Get your
Mm-hmm.
tickets, or you can go to any of our. We got a Facebook page, a real nigga show. You can get your tickets right through there.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be worth it. You can have a watch party if you want to, socially distancing, of course, but
Mm-hmm.
watch with your friends and we'll be live tweeting. So come on, share it,
Oh.
get it going, get it going.
Well, I
Help
am
these
looking forward
geriatric
to it.
niggas out.
This will be my first time actually attending a real nigga show. Now,
Mm.
when I say it like that, I have to I think about the fact that I've attended some real nigga shows, but the actual the actual
Actual real nigga show.
actual real nigga. So I'm
The
looking
production.
forward to it. I guess you're popping my a real nigga show cherry, and that that is.
And you know that's not an easy feat.
Oh yeah, you gotta have a strong back for that. You gotta have a strong back for
But
it.
these 3-5 strong backs that's gonna get you. So
How many is it?
five of
Oh,
them.
oh, I have to pull out the good longer
And
edge.
y'all know most of them. Robert Lee Hardy, he's flying
Mm-hmm.
in soon, and he'll be joining the cast. Easy Jackson, Joshua Dixon, David Carey,
Mm.
and Brandon Tate. Um,
Mm.
real staples. Brandon has been on a wire. He does a lot of film work. David is a visual artist performing. Everybody know Easy the rapper slash
Mm-hmm.
politician now and shit, Mr. Activist, and Joshua the comedian, and Robert the big voice, big actor man. So it's a
Mm-hmm.
great ensemble. These guys have worked together for years, and we've watched them grow as the show has steadily come back. And we
Oh,
trying to pack out the house or your house or their house or wherever you are watching it. So get
yeah,
that
well,
shit down.
oh, well, so then that means I gotta pack in the good lingerie, the good lingerie
Yeah,
for
get
this
sexy
show.
for them. Light your candles, get your drink, order your grub hub.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, all right. Looking forward to it. Well, that's one event that's going on. There is another event that's going on. Mr. Gilmore, I need you to
So
tell us about the event that's going on the 24th.
I'm going out, but I'll be right back. I'll be right back.
Is he there?
Hello,
Hello?
can you hear me?
I can't hear you.
Okay.
Is it me? Is
No,
it
yeah.
on?
No,
Oh,
it's been a little
I can hear
weird.
you now.
All right, cool. Um, nah, we have on the August 22nd,
Mm-hmm.
we have the Rock Opera Part 2,
Hello?
where we'll be tackling Black people on Broadway. And basically, right now, there's a really big movement on Broadway and in
Okay, okay.
theater in general that hello,
Hmm.
oh, that is basically tackling racism and prejudicial treatment, and we will be tackling that in this next series. Our music, all of the information, everything will kind of be to go against basically white supremacy on Broadway.
Mm.
So that is the move. So yeah, I'm really excited about it. We actually have an opportunity for August 25th as well, but I
Hmm.
am not going to announce that yet. That's a pretty big one. Um, so hopefully, once everything comes through, we'll be, able to announce that next week. Um, but yeah, we of course are standing in full support of a real nigga show. It was they wanted to move the show to the same date as that show, but we definitely had to make sure that we did not conflict with any of our brothers and sisters in this theater world, artistic world struggle. We want to support each and every one of us wholly.
Absolutely.
Um, Also today was my op-ed was released for the Baltimore Sun on the
Hmm.
erasure of black people in rock and roll. So
Hmm.
that was released today. Um,
Congratulations. Thank you
mhm.
for adding your input and your insight. You doing big things, Mr. Gilmore. So let me let you know something. I already put my dibs in. When you blow up, I don't want you to act like you don't know me. When you see a bitch on the corner talking about pull over, give me an order, don't act like you don't know me, okay? That's all I'm saying.
What the hell you talking about? You know you're gonna be right there with me, so stop playing. So get your
That's
good
wonderful.
drawers on and move on. We all going on this ride together.
That is wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. There's so much wonderful things going on in Baltimore. If you're tuning in, this is the Cocktail Social. I'm your host, Blue Waters. These are my socialites, Mr. Gilmore and Miss K. Miss K,
Hi.
tell me something good.
Everything is good. I don't know. I'm just in a kind of a grateful space this week. I don't have too much going on
Mhm.
working.
Is you
Um,
quarantining right? That's what I need to
I,
check
you
in.
know,
How's everybody quarantined? We've been quarantining for a long time. So has the quarantine really weighed in on your spirits?
Look,
Has
no.
3 people I know just got COVID. 3 more from last week.
mm,
All of them are in their late 20s.
mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'm doing my part to stay the fuck out the way so I can keep doing amazing work. So these lungs ain't made for these COVID streets. So so yeah.
I would like anyone so I don't know where Miss Mizell is, but if you're listening, Miss Mizell, we miss you. We also, I don't know about Mr. Cable, but Mr. Cable, if you are here,
Oh shit.
if you are able to hear us, and at this
You know
point,
Brandy
we
album
miss you.
came out today. Cable
Oh,
is
Oh
gone. He is
yeah, he's
sequestered.
having a party right now.
so I actually heard the
Having a
album.
listen party.
I actually heard the album. I will say I do like the album. But I've always been a Brandy fan. I'm just not on the level of everyone else with Brandy. I believe that she was, but I grew up with a different era of music.
Hmm.
So in
Mhm.
comparison, I think in terms of her generation of artists, I think she's a really, I say that her music has always been for me very very good. You know,
That was
her
beautifully put.
production, her ability to her vocalization, how she articulates a song, her way
Hmm.
of delivering the song, her
Doing the
stories. I
most with
love
the
how
least.
she really is. You know, now I think she's wonderful for her generation. But I grew up with singers. You know, I grew up with old school belters. You know, I mean, powerhouses, Whitney
Yeah.
Houston. Before then, you know, so it's a different thing for me. I wouldn't. I hear they call her the vocal Bible and everything like that, but I've heard so
She's a
many people,
vocal
huh?
pamphlet. She's a vocal.
Yeah. See, I'm gonna just
Oh,
drink to
well, all
that because
right then. All right.
I'm gonna just
See,
have a sip of that.
I'll give you a
All right.
pamphlet. I ain't gonna say she no damn scriptures, man.
Mm,
But for this era of no singing church, cold running singers, I think that she probably is someone that means a lot to them. I'm just not from that mob, and I can never get into it.
Mm.
And as you know, those are the I will say those are the children of the Karen Clark Sheds, and they
Don't put
have the
Karen in
vocal,
this
the vocal don't. Are they the vocal
because Karen
acrobats?
can sing.
Are they?
Terrible.
That is well.
Go down with the Kimberells, those with the least of the voices that do the most with the runs.
Oh,
A pack of cigarettes and some brown liquor due to your
woo,
vocal cords.
woo,
I
woo,
like Kim's voice.
woo! Is there some shade in the building?
I like her.
I'm not a big fan of Kimberell. I literally like to hear a note every now and again and not sound like you in a freezer.
The chili runs.
I mean, if I can hear one note, then I'm like, oh, okay, well, that was good.
I like Kimber Rao. I
do
like her
too.
little jazziness.
I don't like her politics. I don't like her vocals. I'm good.
Now,
Well, I'm not.
the politics.
I don't really.
I feel like she is one of the most nice, nasty Christians I've ever seen. She says some of the most hateful shit, and then she's mean to other singers. I ain't got time.
But you know what? I think I believe that a lot of them are covertly mean. I think a lot of them.
Really?
I do.
Christians?
I
Oh
believe.
yeah, I
say
believe that.
that?
Church people? I believe
Oh.
that too.
I believe a lot of. No, I just believe a lot of the singers that I'm hearing. I believe a lot of the singers come with egos, and I don't know if that's
Oh, you have to.
Oh wow.
You know why you have to have an ego because it's constantly being shot at. Like you are constantly being put down and told why you're not good enough, and then to sell yourself so you can get the job, you got to find something to push. So I
But you
get
know,
where the ego comes from.
but I think if you have talent and you're actually able to do what it is that you profess you're capable of doing, then you really
It
don't
don't
need an
matter what
ego
people
because
say.
your work speaks for itself. I
Mhm.
think of all of those artists that you kind of, I I don't think honestly, even with the title, I don't think even Aretha Franklin needed the title Queen of Soul because whenever she sung, she delivered soul. You get what I meant? So whenever
Mm.
if it wasn't her voice, it was her playing. Whatever she infused herself into her music so much that you had to walk away with respect. And I think that when you're an artist, a true artist, that you should be able to command that without having to down anyone else.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I agree.
I'm not a fan of the Kimberell.
Oh, I mean, I get it. I mean, I I
I'm
absolutely
not like
trust
she
me.
one of them singers where it's like, oh, I know you can sing, but then when she get up and then she'll do something weird, like when at Whitney's funeral when she sung "A Change Is Going to Come," but she changed it for the words to Whitney, like she was born in Newark, New Jersey. I was like, oh shit. I don't know. I just never really could get into her.
And
I
I
never
do believe
could.
this. I sometimes think that artists do a toot instead of doing what they're called to do. They do a lot more than they need to.
Mm.
Like,
I don't know. I met the lady. I think that was my. I think if I had never met her, then I'd have been cool.
I,
Maybe you know what? I think as we sit here, it's not her singing at all. It's I met her and she was just so mean and so hateful
really,
to everybody. Ooh.
Maybe she was having a really bad day.
but a lot of
And
them.
had a bad
I'm
decade now.
I'm trying.
Look,
I'm
here's my
trying.
thing. If you call the guy who's the music director, because he wasn't quite the choir master and he wasn't quite the musician, but he was there to help ensure that vocals and everything with the choir ran correctly.
Mhm.
Mhm.
And you called him a how did she put it? I
Oh
mean, I
Lord,
will say she hooked this
this
thing
sound
up,
bad. Hold
but
on.
he was one of them. She called him
Ooh.
a tambourine thumping something something fag, and that he need to go sit out the damn way. It just you lost me. You lost me, and she's kind of shown that behavior constantly.
Ooh.
And I
Ooh.
don't know. It just I don't think I've ever been able to get past that moment of how she treated the choir, how she treated everyone except the pastor because she knew that was who was releasing them funds. But
Mm.
Ooh. That is hateful. Well, I have yet to meet her, and I hope that if I should ever meet her, that she presents herself differently. But I've definitely seen her go in on some people. So I mean, now I wouldn't even say some people. But then in the rest, she was kind of the Simon Cowell of the what is it, Sunday's Best.
But you know what? Because of her, the way that she was on Sunday's Best, I stopped watching the show because of it.
Really?
I stopped watching the show because just some of the I felt like some of the things that were said about these young aspiring contestants was so unnecessary. You know what I mean? Like, it was, to me, it was the kind of thing where if they watch it back, it's going to ruin whatever positive experience they had, even though they didn't get on the show. Whatever they say, you understand what I'm trying to say? Like,
Absolutely.
Yeah. So it made me stop watching.
Wow.
She Kelly priced herself, like how Kelly Price kind of ruined it for herself doing R&B Divas.
Well, R&B, yep, same thing. I can't see her any other way.
But you know, because I didn't watch R&B Divas, I still fuck with Kelly Price. But I get why people who watched it, they watched it, they were like, "Oh no, I can't do it no more."
Yeah, I'm good on Kelly Price after watching that, and
I think that's one singing dog. Hey, good girl from Zion, that thing.
She can sing her throat out. And she was horrible on the show. I'm booked and busy. Oh, okay, wow.
I know that's right. We'll talk later because I gotta find out. Well, who was that? You damn. You broke ass.
She was that bad on R&B Divas.
Say it again.
She was that bad on R&B Divas.
Yeah, and you might be able to blame it on editing, but it's just like the whole storyline was just her trying to put together a thing and just being nasty the whole way through. Like, it's so many one-liners out of that. Like, she came to a rehearsal and pulled Vaseline and Tim's out her bag. Who does that?
Damn. Now that's a real nigga show.
Honey.
Man, that's a real nigga show for you, all right?
When I
say she brought Tim's and Vaseline.
And I'm clutching my pearls.
I'm trying to tell you, baby, they got so much footage of this lady being the best of the worst.
Well, she came to give a real New York beat down. God damn.
But see, and the thing is that I look at her and I don't see her like that. But it's not to say that, she doesn't have that capability, because I'm a big fan of Erykah Badu, and I can see her doing no wrong. But these people are actual people. And so when they are in their own spaces doing their own thing, especially when they're doing these live shows, I think that's the disadvantage of doing those real shows, is that at some point they're going to catch you as you are, and the cameras are rolling. So and that's why I would never think it's a sabotage to anyone's career that does any of those real shows. Real World, Real Lives, Real Anything, The Real Housewives, Real Porch Monkeys, whatever you want to have. Yeah, I'm sorry I said that. But
well, Bleu, would you do a reality show?
No. No. And the only reason why is because I know that, first of all, people do things because the camera's there. Just like when people pop off their mouth and they think that, okay, because I have an audience, I'm protected. And I know that there's a side of me. I'm a work in progress. I am not that's why I never tell what I do, because I'm a work in progress and everything. And I don't want people to sit back and put this standard on me that is unrealistic. I'm a human, I'm a person. And some days I feel like fucking somebody up, and that's just what it is. And so I wouldn't want to be on a reality show and I have to someone see me in that light. You get what I mean? Even with this, I'm myself here because I want people to know that this is who I am 24/7, 365 days of the year. So if you see me on the street, you'll get this. You'll get the personality that you are experiencing right now. Hello, Miss Mizell. Oh, she's still
Can she hear
connected.
us?
She's still connected.
She can't. Oh no. So back to what I was saying. So
There she is. She's getting a Starbucks together.
Hey.
Oh, we missed you.
Yeah.
Well, you came in at the right time.
Yeah.
Because Mr. Gilmore asked us he asked me if I would do a reality show. And I was explaining why I would not do a reality show. Because first of all, I'm be honest with you, just be honest. I'm an old hoe. I don't need you to see who thinks I'm sucking.
I can't. Cannot.
I don't want none of the politicians that I'm dealing with to be in the I don't want none of the police lieutenants that I'm dealing with to be on. Oh shit! I said it. I'm sorry.
No.
No, I want y'all to, I just don't. I would not want all of my business to be public like that because I feel like for me, I would want to protect the interests of those that are on the show. So I would want to keep it like separate. They be on the show showing their love life, fighting, and
like, my favorite is when the tray of water come by at that right moment during the argument.
Right.
Like
so conveniently.
So conveniently, here comes the tray of waters.
Right. You do a reality show, they catch you sitting on the side of the bed biting your toenails. You put up to your mouth like mid big toe biting and whatnot. No.
And that's the thing, you know what I'm saying? Like they don't catch reality.
Right.
And I believe my show would be too real. You know what I'm saying? Like you walking, I'm on the bathroom on a shitting, and I'm like, hey.
This motherfucker just summoned some cats to stop a mugger.
Crazy.
Now people don't know that side. They don't know that I'm the crazy. They don't know that. They don't know that I'm the crazy cat lady that's out there feeding the neighborhood cats and shit. They don't know that I'm that old lady that's, greeting everybody that's new to the neighborhood. So they don't know me as that. And I say I'm a lady, but I definitely don't carry myself like a lady. Because whenever they see me, they be like, that's a man. But that's a strong bitch.
Extra parts and whatnot.
That's a big bitch right there.
Mighty low. Mighty low.
Funny.
But I think that's what would be so like. One thing that I became aware of was how people saw me as a singer in this city who don't know me, and it was just really weird the things that people thought. Because I'm really private when it comes to my damn private life. It's like that's my life. That's it's even private from some people who are really close. And because I got to have something. I'm too poor to have money, so I got to have at least a bit of my life to hold on to. But and it always scared me if people really got to know me to find out like, oh, that nigga is crazy. And, and there was one time where there was this singer who was running an event, and y'all know my manager Jamaica Warren. She handles all of our business and everything. He started yelling at her. Now, I know that this chick from up off Poplar Grove can handle herself, but from where I was raised, you don't be pointing and loud talking and bitching off at a woman like that. Mm-hmm. Got her all backed up in a corner and everything.
Oh, hell no.
Yeah.
So when I went over there, it was not, though, Jonathan Teddy Bear singer. It was that nigga from off Old York Road came up over there and started jacking motherfuckers up. And I just remember people was like, I didn't know that was you. And I was a little scared doing this show. I'm like, damn, because I don't know how to not be me with y'all. And I'm too good at being me to try to figure out something fake. So it's like...
And that's the point, and that's why, honestly, that's why I did this, so that people get to see us in a real life. We can have real conversation. It's not so scripted. I believe the reason why and everyone, y'all know the truth, but I don't think anyone that's tuning in had an idea. But the purpose of the Cocktail Social was so that we can have real, honest conversation, not scripted, not politically correct. I want you to just tell your truth. I think that because people are I think celebrities have to be politically correct because they have so many individuals that they touch. And so they have to monitor what they say so that they won't lose anyone. But I think in being that way, they're not being honest to themselves. And so for me, I wanted to have something where you could actually speak your truth the way that you feel it. I mean, it was funny because when I heard Whitney Houston curse for the first time on her reality show, I was like, no.
Right.
And I mean, when she started, and then as she progressed, she went further and further down that rabbit hole. And I was like,
they were like, I don't like this play no more. I want to go see another play.
I want to go home.
I was like, she's just a Newport and a blunt away from being rated. Like,
not a Newport and a blunt.
Look, at the end of the show, I was like, Nene. Not like Nene from the Real Housewives. And I was calling her Nene because I was like, that is not Whitney Houston. That is Nene from the projects that's on
from Newark.
Newark.
Right.
So I was like, no. So I that's the reason why I like this platform, so that you can be honest and you can speak your truth without any of those boundaries and things of that nature that we have to do. I don't want to be politically correct. I'm politically correct every fucking day. When I wake up, I go outside and I go to work. I have to change and put on a different hat. But that's because I'm being professional. But I want people to know that there's a Newport and a brass knuckle side to me. And if I had some Hennessy, you going down.
Okay.
He said, I got a bat with a nail through it right now for your ass. Like, damn.
I mean, everybody, y'all know I got my nigga be cool stick. Y'all done seen my nigga be cool.
Hold on, to the cocktail watching crew. When we had a gig in New York, and Bleu brought that nigga be cool stick with him on the bus.
Listen.
And it fell down, and you know how you got that step on the that little lower step on the bus. It rolled down, scared the shit out of everybody. Andrea damn near jumped out the window. We thought the bus was falling apart.
Listen, I felt safe knowing that thing was with us.
But I said, but look, we were. But that's what I love about us, though. It's like my favorite moment in life is when we got out of the van in Greenwich Village.
Oh,
yeah,
with the bags. With the bags.
All of us looking like
coming out that.
They were so unready.
No, you know what it looked like? You know that scene in The Color Purple where silly kids and them come out the car and they just looking? The whole village just stopped and looked like.
And it was already quiet and shit out there. That was the weirdest fucking experience
It was so
ever.
weird. How do you not hear children on a playground, dude?
Yes.
How do you not hear dogs barking?
I don't know what the hell kind of voodoo shit they got.
I think Greenwich Village is an experiment. It is a social experiment.
That shit was weird. I thought I was being punked. I was like, camera in this bush, ain't it? There's not a camera in that bush. Hello.
They went to a liquor store where the liquor cost $30 a bottle.
Man,
right.
A 6-pack.
So let me tell y'all something. So you know how you always watch like sitcoms and stuff, and they talk about, oh, I live in a walk up. I live in a walk up.
Yeah, now
I know what a walk up is. I know what a walk up is.
First of all, if I had to look groceries up there,
listen, you strong. You can't.
Fuck that! I'd have a bucket. I put that food in a bucket when I got upstairs.
That 600-pound life when he had that bucket wheeling that damn Chinese food and everything. Did you see that episode? Did you see that shit? Y'all know what awesome. He on my 600-pound life, and this motherfucker's supposed to be on a diet. That motherfucker put a bucket out the window to the Chinese man and squirreled that bitch back up because he was too damn big to go downstairs and get the fucking food. I said, nigga, you know that's too much. They gotta knock out a whole wall to get your ass out the house. Like, this is too much. You fucking up historic buildings fucking with him.
Can I tell you something?
What?
That was a wonderful experience, though, and I can't wait to do it again.
Yeah,
Right.
I had a ball.
I
had so much fun, y'all.
I had more than a ball. First of all, you know you can't take me out of the city any old damn way because I don't know
Wait a
how to
minute,
act.
Blue
So
picking
I
up
was
people
like,
at the Jersey Turnpike at the rest stop. While we had the Roy Rogers, he turning white men on. They all like, ooh, I'm intrigued and I'm scared at the same time.
I feel so vulnerable.
But so secure.
Oh my goodness. Exactly. I'm so vulnerable. But I had such a good time. And you know, I was sashaying my ass around there like I was Nefertari and everything. They were looking at me like, what in the good hell is going on here?
I think we had on too much color because that place looked beige as hell.
Oh my God. Greenwich Village too.
It was real. I kind of felt like I was caught up in an episode of Little Bill and shit.
I thought Black Mirror, but okay.
They go to the park and shit. It was just
it was so funny.
Another thing is that I felt with the experience is I have to respect people that live in New York and survive. New York is expensive. And for what they're paying that much money for, first of oil.
Listen, talk about it.
I paid $5 for a spray, like just an aerosol can of air freshener that we would probably spend like $1.50, $2 for maybe. That shit was like $5, $6.
You can call me what you call us, Bamas, country bumpkins, whatever, watermelon seed spitters, whatever you call. Whatever you call me, I'm accepted because I can't afford New York. New York is too expensive for my taste. If you from New York, know that I'm satisfied.
And look, you couldn't even be a prostitute because then you fuck around and be undercharging and shit.
Setting them up. I'm coming up there.
Then wear your ass out. That motherfucker saying, oh, for real?
You only $50? That's
prostitute discounters. You can.
Blue gonna be the price buster of hoes up there.
Prostitute discounters. Call down.
Talking about
eat a blowjob.
Right. Look, the face of a raggedy hoe, because that's what I'll be like. Look, this is what a raggedy hoe look like, and I'm up in there like.
You too can sponsor a hoe.
Oh,
them things like baby wipes.
That apartment the place where we was at. Man, first of all, they was on the 21st floor. And I don't care what you say. You try to tell me that it wasn't the 21st floor. That was the 21st floor. Let me tell you, the way
we were gonna have to summon a dragon to get a ride up that bitch. I was like, this shit is just...
I said, look, we got to keep on going. And y'all say, do what?
Keep going. Y'all said, keep going. Don't stop. Like going up a fucking mountain and shit.
I don't even
with
have
a breeze blowing down on you and shit.
I don't even.
And I wish y'all could see the woman who gave us that space. She's so skinny, and then I know why. Because she got to walk up there every day.
Probably strong as hell, especially in the case you don't never got to do squats living there.
First of all, I mean, you can't possibly have furniture. Because who in the hell is going to fucking take all that furniture upstairs?
You get IKEA because you got to build that shit.
That's too much.
I would hate
all of that furniture must be that inflatable furniture that you blow up and shit.
I think the funny part is when we was all sticking our heads in the freezer.
Yeah, it was hot as man.
It was hot as balls. It was.
It was bad. The devil was sitting over the corner, just with his legs crossed, like, is there a problem with the heat? Is there a problem with the heat?
But Blue, speaking of my 600-pound life, you had a question about fat people being pretty. What do you think? I was trying to get her back on this question. I was trying to.
I did not say anything about fat people being pretty.
Because I think I'm pretty.
You are a dog.
No.
That's right.
You look like you.
Right? Is he blinking his eyes? Johnny, are you blinking?
I'm trying to bat my eyes.
Oh shit!
He looked like he just got a new car. And he just saw that shit get backed into by a big ass truck.
When keeping it sexy goes wrong.
Right.
When keeping it sexy goes wrong.
Yeah.
He said, "What you got, a white spray stuck underneath your lip?"
That was horribly wrong.
So I do have a question.
I took offense to that question.
Huh?
I took offense to that question, to the plus size question.
So it was, are plus size models promoting obesity and or poor?
Oh, I missed
habits?
that one. I
felt some kind of way about it. Just because I'm plus size doesn't mean that I have poor eating habits. That's a misnomer. There are plus size ladies who run marathons.
And I am big boned. I am big boned, not fat.
Yeah. Fuck you. How you know I don't have a thyroid problem?
Right.
I just posted the question. I'm sorry.
Motherfucker.
Sorry.
I just feel some kind of way about it. Just having been a plus size girl, or at least feeling like one most of my life. Because you look back at pictures and be like, oh, I was just thinking in my friends. Anyway,
exactly.
Anyway. But I would resent going to the doctors, and no matter what I said was wrong with me, the first thing out of their mouths would be, you need to lose some weight. I could have been in the gym every day. You need to lose some weight.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I can't help what my body composition is, and I think it's unfair to assume that all plus size models need to lose some weight.
I'm with you, because I hate when the first time you say something wrong with you, they say, oh, you got high blood pressure. I, for one, my cholesterol is fine. I do not have high blood pressure.
You're not diabetic.
I'm not diabetic. When I went into the hospital last year because of a heart situation, everybody was like, oh, it was just weight. Oh, no, when they did my little, that thing where they stick it up into your heart.
Yeah.
No. The real one.
Oh, yeah.
Where they go in there.
Oh.
My arteries are completely clear. My heart is completely fine and strong. I'm a healthy ass fat man. Only problem I got is a little stress, and that's from other motherfuckers. So, but but I'm with you. It's like, I think full size niggas on the come up. I am all about big dudes coming out more into the forefront with I think women have been on the front lines of this for a long time, and it's time for fat niggas to do the same.
He's part of the fat nigga coalition over that motherfucker.
We wear clothes. We want to look fashionable. We want to go out. We want to be the object of somebody's fucking.
But you know
desire.
what? They don't. It's just like the same. Like, we face problems like as plus size. We used to face problems with we couldn't find clothes that we liked, that was stylish.
Yeah.
That was affordable. Mm-hmm. And so even with big guys, like, maybe the big guys need to start creating their own brand so that, especially for big guys, you know what I mean? Like,
they have them.
Like,
right now they're online and they cost a fucking mint.
Yeah.
I ain't buying no pair of shorts for $95. Fuck you.
No, and you shouldn't have to pay $95.
They charge more for the bigger size.
Yeah.
In my existence for plus size folk, male and female. Big and tall, and that XL store, they cut a square, put sleeves on it, and sell it to every man that's over. You know what I'm saying? And they do the same thing at Dress Barn. Like, nothing has shape.
First,
He said they cut a square.
They do.
You gotta put sleeves in the pocket
In
on
the
it.
pocket.
It's unflattering to
But why do
everybody.
all fat men clothes have to have a fucking pocket? Stop putting that goddamn front pocket on every day.
Y'all too lazy.
I hate that.
Y'all probably too lazy to go get a pen. You gotta keep it on. You gotta.
Now, I want to shout out the good people at Levi's for putting that stretch material in men's jeans.
Levi's is the
That
best.
was the best shit
ever.
I've ever
They
I always like Levi's. They just
Men are late to the
they-
stretch pants game. I'm trying to tell you.
You ain't lying.
Man.
I hate. So I'm gonna be the fat person. Let me tell you, and I'm okay with. I embrace my inner fat girl.
That's what I came for.
Monty put in the comments where else we gonna put our candy bar.
I know that's right.
Exactly.
All of this is joy right
And
here.
furthermore,
This is
if
from
you're
good
buying,
eating.
man,
This is from, and I love when a woman lied on this and just dumped the rub in my stomach. And you know, shit, we can
you
play
look
with
like a
each other's
music video
titties.
just
You know,
now and
that-
shit. All you had to do is start singing and shit.
90s R&B.
I met this.
Damn, give it to him. Come on, taco meat.
Oh,
The
no.
motherfucker.
Taco meat.
Shout out to Gerald Levert who held it down for the fat
Yeah,
nigga.
Gerald Levert.
He did that.
We went
He gave,
together.
He was.
Me and Gerald Levert went
Levert,
together.
yeah, he was cute.
and also a rest in peace to a local hero, an actor, Robert Chew, who the first time I saw him perform, he was a big dude, and he did Ain't Misbehaving with my mother and a few other people. And the way he moved around that stage and everything, oh shit, he did his thing. It was like, I said, oh yeah, I was a fat kid, I was a fat baby, I was a fat little boy. It just, the shit wasn't going no way.
People
Now,
think
I'm gonna be
you
honest.
you can't be light on your feet and whatnot, but
Right.
that ain't true.
At all.
Let me tell you, when I was younger, I was actually skinnier because I marched in the marching band. So I was much skinnier than I am now. But what I wanted, it went wrong. And I'm just want this is another Blue story for anybody that's tuning in. I wanted a big butt.
Well,
And I was eating all the foods to get a big butt, but it went to my front butt instead.
Oh damn!
So
Maybe
I
you
got
should have ate the food in reverse.
out of my divorce papers today.
You wanted to shove it up my ass? Wait a minute.
Wait, did everybody just get a mean visual in reverse?
When she said it, I was like, you want me to eat in reverse? This just putting a whole
Like everybody did a mean pause. It was just like,
you said you was eating food that to get you a butt, but it went in reverse. So maybe you should have ate that food that you ate in reverse. Eat whatever it was you was eating in reverse.
That just sounds like it going up my ass.
Yeah,
I don't want that type of.
And your ass would have been bigger.
No,
Problem
not
solved.
that.
Is that how that works?
Nope. Nope.
Oh,
That's
boy.
when you get.
Is that a burger in your drawers?
First of all, if my ass can eat a burger, then that's something else.
It's
That's
a
a whole
burger.
nother
you've been working too hard again.
That's a whole other genre right there. That's a different genre on the Pornhub. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I
not
will
good.
say that I
good.
did. I used to do things, and I did my squats. Like I would do squats and squats and squats, and then it made me bulky, and so I started getting bulkier because I was lifting weights, and so I was trying to look. I had this female image in my mind, like Wonder Woman, but then I started to look like like She-Man and yeah, like the muscles. It was too big. I ain't had an hourglass figure that I was trying to obtain, and I wanted to know what was wrong with me. And then it dawned on me, I'm a man. And that's what my dream.
And that's when you knew you fucked up.
Well, look, Blue, you should be fine. There are some women who are also built,
strong.
That's good. That's like saying somebody, instead of calling somebody ugly, you say they got hard features.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah,
Sean.
You just a handsome lady.
Mhm. Like Florida Evans.
Have an artistic bone structure.
That's you know what though? Florida she kept two things done. She kept them eyebrows done and she kept that head wrapped and she never came out looking crazy.
And then Fro, her
Florida
Fro
was
was
a handsome
It
woman.
was
sharp too.
immaculate. That thing was neat.
Yes, indeedy. I want to be on her level because let me tell you something. She kept that thing sharp, but that's what you could wear a fro and get away with it. Now they look at you like, hold
Right.
on.
I'm
They get
wasting
confused.
money, bro.
They get confused when they see people with natural hair.
Yeah.
You know what's
yeah.
interesting? But even the natural
Like
hair
shit.
community won't do froze in full anymore. You know, they all about, the only reason why it looks like this is because you don't moisturize it, so they get that kind of wet natural thing going on. And it's like they won't go for the full on fro.
You mean the picked out fro?
Yeah, I'm
You know
talking
that,
like
but you know that fro took work, right?
oh hell yeah.
Yeah, a lot of damn work.
Let me show Carrie, let me show you a picture of all your brothers and their awful froze.
I don't need you to. You seen my baby picture where I'm super serious and my mother fro out the hair.
But those are I wanted to
Your
throw
brothers had the worst froze I ever seen in my life.
Oh, I'm sure they
my
were
mother
struggle
Fro was
froze.
tight.
No, I'm sure
Yeah.
my brother's froze was struggle froze because they
Oh Lord,
wimpy as hell. It go like
you
this.
ain't lying.
This is a farce. If I was to blow this out, it would go.
So
Lip.
You know that shit came from?
So I must say, I posted that question because I had a young lady that was struggling with weight. And I was seeing a lot of people who were kind of commenting, and also individuals. I think that for individuals that are plus size, sometimes they have to do extra to feel like they're in, that they're competing with the other models. So, they don't dress to fit their structures and everything like that because they're competing. But now I think with those plus size models that are embracing their size, they're building the self-esteem of younger individuals that are looking at these models, and these are individuals that they're saying, I want to be like that. And back in the day, the ideal vision was you had to be a size 6. Was that too big? I might be
That's too
Yeah,
big.
6 might be too big. You was like
I think you're being generous. It's like a 0.
Oh, you talking about when we were young, that Calvin Klein heroin look?
0 to 4. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, this summer was the first time they featured a plus size black transgender model in one of their ads.
Go ahead now.
They kind of hit everything
They
at
hit
one
all of
time
it.
with that one, didn't they? She probably was Jewish too, so.
But I think
I'm not doing this with you.
I think they've had. This is the first time it's a plus size. They've had transgendered models before, but they've kind of tried to conceal it. And the funny thing about models is that the truth be told, they usually want women to kind of look on the boyish side anyway. They don't want too much excessive of anything.
They always just want
androgyny.
They want a lot of androgyny, and they want what they call hanger sizes. Like whatever the prototype is for the dress, I want you to be able to fit that. That's like if I make a ring, that's a size. I'm a size 6. I'm a showcase finger. But that's like saying all of y'all can't get rings unless you can fit a showcase ring, and it's not fair. It's not fair. But
I don't know. I thought the only model that was pretty was Naomi Campbell. Everybody else was weird looking to me.
Yeah, no, she's good.
First of all, when you start seeing them bones in the chest, like when this like you had
you see the top 4 ribs,
the whole bone structure of the chest. It's like you can almost see where the ribs start at the sternum and shit. Like that's too goddamn skinny. What about that shit? What about the skinny models being too goddamn skinny?
Well, I guess the one argument is the skinny people that can't gain the skinny people that can't gain weight.
Right.
And honestly, even for them, for so many individuals, they feel they have to be skinny, because that's the social norm, and so and I think, or that's the idea
Yeah, I'm
Is
supposed to
that
have
that's
muscle.
the
I'm supposed to have a fucking 8-pack right now.
No, I'm only making
Man,
a
I got a
face
gut and taste,
because
and things is just wrong.
Right.
I'm only making a face
I've been
because
working with this gut be gone for I don't know how long. This bitch ain't going yet.
at one point they wanted everybody to be skinny, but now I guess because of what is, I don't want to say the typical Black woman's body, but that curviness that we have, people are paying for it, going out the country and Black market trying to get it. Like all of
Semen
those
in their
features that
ass.
used to be unacceptable or used to be shunned, like a small waist, thick hips, big boobs, like they
Big
used to be like,
lips.
you fat,
Yeah.
big lips, high cheekbones, all of that. It used to be like, you fat, and now everybody want to be what is slim thick.
I don't know what that
Everybody
is.
wants to be slim thick.
I had a great uncle that told me some shit a long time ago. He said I ain't never seen a fat woman that was lonely.
Ever.
He said every
Ever.
fat. Now, mind you, I'm saying woman, but he did not say this. This is an old Black man. His wife. I saw a picture of her. Hell, he was this big and she was. And he said, I ain't never known one to be alone. He said, and you know what? The older I've gotten, I have yet to meet a big lady that I know that has a problem with a dude.
You know
She
what?
got
And
niggas
another thing,
knocking
I'm gonna
down
say
the
that.
damn door.
Also, for those individuals that are strong featured, they don't have problems with.
You said ugly people always got somebody.
I ain't say that.
Because they nice.
He said those with an artistic bone structure.
It's like they say so nice
And they aren't, and I'm honestly
with creative faces. I like that.
So let me tell you, before I started the Cocktail Social, I wanted to actually do a different program called the Ugly Girl Chronicles. And it was going to be about that. About,
It just sounds mean.
I wish you was going to get ugly girls to come on there.
Bleu, that just sounds really mean. Wait a minute. What the fuck you trying to say about us? Is this really the Ugly Motherfuckers Chronicles? Are you trying to say?
Well, I called it that.
Wait a minute.
Hold on. Now I feel some kind of way.
Well, no, the idea was I wasn't.
We gonna whip your ass when we see you, Bleu.
Hey, don't encourage them.
So what I was saying was, it was actually going to be. It was a play on it. It was actually the opposite, because in society, this was features that was considered unappealing. So heavy girls, heavy Black, dark-skinned individuals, Black girls, heavy-set girls, really tall girls, things that was considered by society unappealing was.
Now, there ain't nothing wrong with climbing a tree. You hear me? Well, I had this tall woman one time. She was 6'3". That thing was something else. I had a ball.
Something else.
Shit.
That has been. Let me tell you. Now, I'm not. When I was younger, and I still have kind of a thing. I've always wanted to meet a guy that was taller than me, for that reason. Now, you can't be tall and Frankensteinish, but
that's that shit. That's the one that got that dip in their neck where they shit go out like that fucking buzzer that used to be on Looney Tunes. You know that bitch that got that fucking.
I thought you talking about that big furry heart thing from Looney Tunes.
That too.
So I didn't want him to be I just wanted like a tall basketball build type dude that was like 6'9", because I've always been tall. So just to find someone that was taller than me, that was gay, that was intriguing. And I was like, ooh, but
I feel you on that, because I'm considered a tall girl, but it's like it's hard.
How tall are you, myself?
I'm 5'9".
Oh, we the same height.
Yeah.
But
no, I'm 5'10".
Oh well, shit.
But 5'10" and 5'9".
And then by the time I put heels on, you know what I'm saying? Like it's like it was hard trying to find somebody that was like.
I love a tall woman in heels. That's confidence. I hate to see a tall woman put on some ugly ass.
Right, flats, because they tall. It makes me sad. Like,
well, thank you, Mr. Gilmore.
Put all them sexy legs in them.
I call tall girls in heels glamazons. Oh no, he's having a seizure.
Stop. Don't interrupt me in Mr. Gilmore's moment. We was having a moment there.
Next thing I knew, he was.
I was having a moment.
You got a hand
Oh shit.
That's my sexy face. Don't judge me.
Go for
That's
Right.
Well, next question, moving on, because we've had so much fun. Should the government begin to tax churches and other religious organizations? Yay or nay, and why? Should the
fuck
government
everybody else paying taxes? What the fuck?
Taxing them in what way?
just paying taxes? Should the government tax religious organizations?
I think
or,
once you have churches that have credit unions, then I think that they should be taxed. Once you start having an actual business,
right?
And I'm not talking about church business, because a lot of people, we have joked about it because when we were young, we heard about the building fund for so long that we didn't realize the building fund was keeping the fucking lights on and shit.
That part.
But I think when you have churches that have these outside operations like credit unions and all of this other extra shit, then that should be taxed, not taxed.
I feel like once churches have an arm that is responsible for development, I feel like they should be taxed, because at that point, yes, you may be a CDC, technically a 401c3 operation, but after that, like once you start developing and you have streams of income coming in beyond tithe and offering, I think you should be taxed. I feel like it keeps you honest.
Because tithe and offering is literally donations.
Right.
I mean, and the whole system of tithing was set up, and I'm going to get very biblical on what it was really meant for. It was to put food in the storehouse for the widows and poor people.
And the priests.
And the priests. Because the priests couldn't work. So it was all to keep the food in there so there was something that they could actually go to. So if you was really poor, that you could go to the storehouse and get some food. Or if your man had died and, women were really kind of couldn't work at that time, then there was a system set up for you. That's what tithing was. When God asks for 10% of you, that is literally it. 10% of you. Of your person. Not just 10% of your money. Don't let them bullshit you.
Right.
But we are supposed to, part of giving, I think now what churches should do is be very transparent. If you need new pipes, then say that we are raising money for pipes because these motherfuckers about to burst and we're going to be underwater if we don't get them.
However.
I think that if we need a new stove, because if y'all like them good chicken dinners, we can't cook them if we don't raise some money to get a new stove.
Yeah, but if it's 37,000 of us and we give you $1 every Sunday and you standing in front of me talking about you need a new stove and new pipes, but we've been in the same storefront for 30 years. Nah, bro, I'm gonna need to see some paperwork.
See, here's my thing, because I'm not from a mega church at all. I grew up in, at what would have been at the time would have been a very, I guess it was a big medium-sized church. You know, it was about, I guess, I don't know how many people, but the place was packed to the gills. And and it was taking care of a building that was old. So it was literally, I remember, roof, pipes, bathroom, kitchen. It was keeping up that type of shit. Now with the mega church, I don't know what the upkeep and the bullshit is for them. All I know is that they have a large amount of money just sitting. Like when we look at the Joel Osteens of the world, who has millions of dollars. And who has a house that is bigger than the church. And, all of this fucking dough coming in. I don't understand that, because it doesn't make sense to me, because that money is literally coming from poor people who are doing their part to fundraise for what they believe in. And then there's no transparency. But I think that there should be some transparency. In the old days when you talked about what was going on with the church, the fucking step just caved in, y'all. We got to get together and get some wood and shit to get this bitch back.
Right.
So I feel like there should be transparency. And as Karen said, because she broke down the whole tax codes and everything, once you start getting multiple streams of income in, then it's just a very different story.
You start operating like a corporation where you got this arm and that arm and the outreach and the this, that, and the third. Come up off some paperwork.
Absolutely. And that's what I was saying is the reason I asked this question is because what we do see is we sometimes see them with the mega churches. And, when I was thinking about those pastors and preachers and bishops and otherwise that have, basically capitalized off of the of church, of religion. And they've made it, they've done very well for themselves. But
they have political reach, which is even scarier.
And that's
scary.
Right. And that's the part that I would say that when you start becoming political, then you lose the religious aspect of it or the spiritual component of it. And I think that that's when it becomes a business because your hands is in something completely that's supposed to be neutral. You're not even supposed to be in that mix. But as soon as like Catholics, tax the hell out of the Catholic Church. Tax the hell out of the Jewish church.
Everywhere.
Tax the hell out of these churches, these affiliations that have political power, because then that means that there's an investment. That you know what I mean? Like they have.
I was about. Never mind. I'm gonna leave that alone.
Because I was getting ready to go. I'm getting ready to
say, how you gonna tax something that they own?
What you mean? The city.
That's why I said I don't even.
I understand.
It's one of those.
I got where we're going. Okay.
I got you.
Okay. Look, I was lost, but now I'm found. I was blind, but now I see.
Hold on, Miss Mizell. Miss Mizell, you have to, for our viewers, explain what you mean by that.
Dun, 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 dun,
Shit!
All I can say is do some research on the history of
no, give us just
no, I can't do that right now.
Okay.
I'm about to say I understand. Don't put yourself in any situations
it's not the right time.
We'll talk.
We'll talk. Y'all already know where I'm going with it.
Right.
So where could one find this information?
Huh?
Where could one find this information if they were trying to
NickCannon.com.
You can damn sure start there.
Yeah.
What you say?
I said you can NickCannon.com. I said you can damn sure start there.
Yeah.
Don't give me that look, Bleu. Y'all should have saw these two fucking birds. Did y'all see it cut between me and the phone?
Oh shit.
I thought you were doing one of my numbers when you was ducking bugs and stuff because I thought a bug was attacking you and you was about to throw that phone at it.
Hell no, it's birds. Birds scare me. I ain't gonna bullshit you.
I don't like how they fucking wings sound. Like pigeon wings.
I'm with you.
And flapping sound. I don't like
that shit either.
I think they flying rodents, flying rats.
I remember my homegirl had a bird and shit, and she had the motherfucker out the cage and shit. And I was like, yo, you need to get that bird. And she was like, hey, it's gonna bother you. That motherfucker flew up on the back of my
that thing out the cage, and it better be in the oven being roasted.
Let me tell you something.
Almost
the scariest thing to me is a bat.
Huh?
A bat.
I'm not doing it.
Birds, I'm not worried, but a bat.
I ain't worried about no damn bat. Well, I don't think about bats. They can't see worth a damn. So when they be swooping and scooping bugs,
that's what make it bad. That's like cicadas. The bitches can't see either. So
no, I don't like that.
You know what's funny about a cicada? The bitch get to screaming.
Right, you screaming and it's screaming.
Now y'all know my best friend in the world, my brother Charles Jackson. When he gets scared, he screams.
Yes, he does.
He screamed like playing the when he saw them purple drapes and shit.
Well, one time it was him and the cicada and him was screaming at each other.
Yes,
it was just funny as shit.
I'm gonna turn my goddamn call. It was one in the back window. That bitch was like,
Yes.
I
I got into an accident on
almost
Liberty
ran
Road.
up on the goddamn curb in that bit.
Child.
You know they supposed to come back this year.
They
Well,
can't.
what isn't supposed to come back?
They
Yeah,
don't
you're
count.
right. You're right at this fucking point. I'm surprised the fucking bubonic plague ain't back.
It is
It
back.
is.
Are you
The
fucking
bubonic-
kidding me?
2 people in Colorado have
Are
it.
you
And
fucking serious?
yeah, so people in China have died from it.
The bubonic plague is back. It's never really
What about
gone.
polio? You telling me polio is back too?
In California, it is. Because they stopped giving the kids the vaccination, so a whole bunch of kids end up with a crop of polio, and they didn't know what to do with them because they don't have the shit anymore to treat polio like they used to.
Now you telling me that they patent every goddamn other disease and every other little thing, but they ain't got the fucking patent on the damn.
Well, think about it. Polio ain't really been around since the 40s. They ain't got the iron lung anymore, and if they do, the bitch don't work. It's probably rusted.
Yeah, it's probably.
I mean, polio was a real disease because the president got it and his ass was all fucked up from it.
So as of July 7th, somebody in China contracted the bubonic plague.
Did you
Man,
see
there's
also
3
in
versions of
Colorado?
it.
It's also in Colorado.
Yeah, it's also 3 versions of it.
That's some bullshit, yo.
So there's the
bubonic. They got a bubonic
That is
remix.
scary.
No, so when they called it the bubonic plague, it was almost like COVID, where there's different variations of the same virus. So the bubonic plague was just basically so you could get the I want to say septicemic version of it, the pneumonic plague, and I want to say it was another version, but I can't really think of the name of it. But the septicemic one was when your blood was poisoned.
Mm-hmm.
The pneumonic plague is the one that you probably see on a lot of middle-aged movies where they were coughing up blood.
Mm-hmm.
And that was
that.
And then there was the bubonic, which was the one where you had to you contracted it by bites from fleas. It was the black flea. So it was. I want to say, is that the 3, Miss K?
Those are the 3.
So it was bubonic, pneumonic, and septicemic.
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So yeah.
And one of them I know is carried more by the fleas than by the rats.
That's the bubonic.
That's the bubonic.
And I think the rats will give you the pneumonic. None of it's good. Bubonic plague is horrible.
The pneumonic one is the one that's transmitted by coughing.
No, they're all transmitted by fleas. You shift from bubonic to pneumonic if the infection caused by the flea moves to your lungs, and you end up from bubonic to septicemic if it ends up in the bloodstream.
So it's a progression.
It's a progression.
Okay.
And that must be where you turn black, and that's where the Black Death came from when your blood started poisoning. No, because
it was blood poisoning. Yeah,
right.
It is, basically.
It was blood poisoning, and then you were coughing up blood.
Ring around the road.
That part. That's where it came from.
And you know a lot of people don't know that.
That's sick as shit. That's why shit so scary.
So the reason why I would say that of the pandemics, that's the scariest because I want to say it killed over 150 million people.
It took out half of the world's population.
But guess what? There's a treatment for it now, so we don't have to worry about that.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is that the issue, however, is that even with treatment, do they have enough of the resources to supply those treatments? Because even with the vaccination for many of these, like the flu, they run out of the actual medications because so many people are contracting it. And you got to think, when those like that, they were weaponizing the bubonic plague because they were throwing bodies and they were using dead bodies in warfare. So they would
they just dropping bodies like bombs and shit.
They literally.
Well, I mean, because also in the Middle Ages, you had 3 different diseases that was running around and killing people. You had smallpox, which I don't. I think we are very grateful to not understand just how killer smallpox is.
What the hell? Now I just need to know what was the symptoms of smallpox.
Well, when you first got it,
you think of chicken pox.
Well, no. When you first got it, it was the rash. Then once they saw the rash and they had to send you out, you had to
Did it
go to
cause
a
you to,
whole nother
don't you
place.
sanguinate with smallpox?
And I mean, they would burn people alive. They would just burn whole poor communities because it was so infectious. And
What what was the symptoms of smallpox?
Smallpox,
yeah,
flu-like symptoms, and the patients also experience a rash that appears first on the face, hands, and forearms, and then later appears on the trunk. There's no treatment or cure for smallpox, but a vaccine can prevent it, which is scary as hell. It spreads like corona through respiratory droplets, coughs, or sneezing, kissing or shared drink, saliva, skin to skin contact like handshakes or hugs, and by blood products, unclean.
Oh
hands,
shit!
God
No wonder
damn.
that shit killed a bunch of fucking people.
because you can get it all of the ways.
Yeah,
Just
like
being in the
how?
same goddamn room, bitch, you got it.
And if anybody watched The Great this past season, my favorite little young guy, he got smallpox midway through the season, and it was awful. Yellow fever is another one that was running rampant during this time. You know that we have been very lucky due to advancements in medicine that we have not had epidemics of the past, which were in comparison to COVID, which were way worse. But this
But
is
they're still
great. This is a
around.
very serious one, and they're still around. But
Mhm.
Yeah.
but when we hear things about TB and smallpox and polio and all these things and Ebola and stuff, I think that hopefully what COVID has done for us has made us more sensitive to those third world countries who do have to put up with these type of things a little bit more often.
And so I'm gonna say this because I
Thank you,
recently,
Maxine, my love.
Mhm.
I recently saw it's on YouTube. It's called Event 201. It is Johns Hopkins's attempt at creating a situation. This was last year that it was done, which is why a lot of the conspiracy theories are around. They created a pandemic like situation just basically to test whether or not America is prepared, if we have an infrastructure prepared to deal with a pandemic of this magnitude.
And what we're
First
seeing,
of
and I
all,
will, I
Obama.
will,
And they
Our
failed.
last president, we did. With our last president, the infrastructure was in the process of being built,
Thank you.
Yeah, well, guess
and
what? We
and it was all literally taken away.
Done.
It was
Yeah.
it was literally undone.
It was undone. So if you
Infrastructure
watch,
was being built,
like,
and I
if
think
you
more
watch,
people should know that.
if you watch the video, they call in the top from every place, from like transportation to immunology, from all over the world, and they come. It's basically like a board meeting, and they're discussing this situation. Like they even made up like fake news reports called GNN. So, and it gave out the information that is very, very close to the information that was given out to us for COVID. And they basically talk out what we would need to do in order to make sure that the economy still thrived and all of those things. And then it's 5 segments. And at the end of the 5th segment, they tell you that we basically failed as a country. We failed. And a lot of the
oh
pitfalls,
yeah.
unfortunately, a lot of the pitfalls that they thought would come from other countries are coming from within our own country because of who our leader is. Our leader is playing the villain that was suggested in the conversation that was had by Johns Hopkins. Go look at it,
Right.
Event 201 on YouTube.
I think
Now
one
we
of the
can-
biggest things with that is that science sometimes can be seen as conspiracy because when you use the scientific method to work out these simulations, they do show real life, real world
Yeah,
responses.
yeah,
And when we ignore science, I think that is when we get this situation.
yeah.
And now again, Miss K, where can individuals find that?
If you
So
go to
that-
if you go to YouTube and search Event 201,
Mhm.
you'll find it. It's 5 or 6 segments. I think one of the segments was like a rap. It was like an end of the session rap that basically told you everything. But it's Event 201 on YouTube.
Mhm. That is wonderful. Thank you so much, Miss K. You see, you are so wonderful with the information. This is why, you know what I mean.
It was so informational.
I be
It was-
trying to. I be trying. A little bit.
My next question is should individuals that file domestic violence charges be mandated to attend court?
Okay, are they not mandated to attend court?
No.
So you can just
So if I
what's the
told,
reason for that?
yeah, so this is why I say that. It's because I know that a lot of men, not necessarily men, more females than men, more females weaponize the legal system in domestic violence situations.
Right.
And not to say that women are not in domestic violence situations, but what has happened is, just like with a lot of social agencies, a lot of them are geared for females, but not for men. And the legal system is the same way. So if a female was to say that this man punched me in my face, and there is some physical evidence of a fight, now that doesn't mean that there was an actual fight. There's just physical evidence. So if it was a hole in the wall, a scratch on the neck, which could have come from any sources,
Anyway,
anything, they could arrest that man. Now he's in jail. He's got charges filed against him for domestic violence, and it could be nothing more than she was mad because you stayed out late with your home. But if she puts her hands on you, if the inverse happens, then, and I'm not saying that they won't lock a female up for domestic violence, but it's quicker, in my opinion, for men than it is for females. And so, but what happens is that the legal proceeding, they go forward. And the state can say, well, we have enough evidence, or we feel as though we need to pursue this case. But the victim does not have to show up. And what they'll say is the victim didn't show up because they're afraid. Well, sometimes.
But on the people there at the court should be there to protect that person.
Right, because
in that situation.
Well,
it's not you have the right to face your accuser. So, like, what the hell, man?
But it's not so much about being threatened there. It's the fact that if you leave there, like, what's going to happen when they go home? So the issue is
okay, but if the system is working, then like with restraining orders and different stuff, that if people actually did their job within the system could work.
Well, I think that they don't. I think the individuals, the policy makers that create these laws and things aren't looking at it from the vantage points of individuals that's involved or that's been affected by it. And so the reason why I say that is because there are literally young men that are locked up because their baby mother was jealous of the girlfriend. And they'll go over to the baby mother, come up to your house, destroy your shit, smack you in your face, bust you up and everything like that. And the minute you push her off of you, she can say, he hit me.
He put his hands on
me. I don't agree with that.
And because there's physical evidence of an altercation, the male generally is the one that's going to get locked up. Unless the female is actively engaged in
when they pull up.
Yeah, so she's actually zapping out then she'll be arrested, but in most incidents it may not be the case. And so I was saying that when they do not that you shouldn't, but when they do file these charges, should they be mandated? Because I look at it like this. If the male is arrested and he spent time in jail as of this accusation, and you then don't show up to court, I think that you need to serve the time that he served. I think that's what justice really looks like. But I think that we say that our legal system is a just system, and it's not a just system. Because in all fairness, it is like, someone can go to jail, and the only thing you may get is, we sorry.
Right. You lost your job and everything else behind it.
And I think that is wrong. And so I think that when it comes to domestic violence situations, especially because men are going to jail, for domestic violence assault, you can go to jail for 10 years.
I believe that. But at the same time, on the flip side of that, it's like, I agree with you, Blue. I think I'm just trying to figure out, but how does that making it mandatory for them to appear, how does that make it safe for those ladies who are actually being abused, who are actually being terrorized, and then they have to appear in court, and then they have to go home, and maybe they don't lock this cat up. He's let go, and then what happens?
But I mean, I think regardless of whether she shows up or not, that can still happen. Because if I mean, what's stopping him from saying, you know what, after we get out of court, if whether you showed up or not, and me going to the house. So I don't think it makes a difference whether I don't think it. I think them being there. I don't think them not being there or being there is going to change whether or not the person going to get them or not.
And one of our viewers said that like people taking the cops' word over civilians. I absolutely agree. I think that in a lot of situations, there are a lot of individuals that are in jail because the police officer lied.
Right.
I mean, it's proof of that right now with people videotaping and then they read the police report and the police report. Matter of fact, with the George Floyd situation, the police report says something totally different than what the hell happened.
Right.
Even more the Breonna Taylor, where they completely say she was not harmed.
Yeah.
How's she not harmed?
I mean, I think for domestic violence, there's number one, there's a stigma around it for women and for men. Men don't want to report because they think they're going to look a certain way if they have to report that their woman is beating up on them. Men don't want to report. I mean, women don't want to report because of, we all know the classic safety issues that are around it, as well as everything else that is built around it. Right now, this whole thing is being talked about. I just saw it today while I was in a constitutional, and where Johnny Depp is currently and his ex-wife Amanda Heard. I just read this.
Yeah.
They are in court right now. He's claiming that he was abused, and he has picture evidence to show that he was abused. And then she's claiming that she was abused, and then she has picture evidence to show that she was abused.
And I think in that situation, then they both go to jail because that's a physical assault. And you know what I'm saying? So I get what you're saying, and I think that when it's a he say, she say situation like that, and there is clear evidence, then I think that both of you are guilty.
But no, I think more my point was, I think there needs to be a clearer language on what all of this means and what it is and how this is handled. Because right now it's all murky. You know, domestic assault is kind of seen like child support, and I say that in how you attack someone with it. A lot of these people don't have the concept of the long lasting effects of a domestic abuse charge. So when you have a lot of these young people who are just kind of throwing this shit on people, and it's like, yeah, I got your ass now. And it's like, no, you got his ass forever. Because now he ain't ever gonna be able to do shit.
Well, I'm being beckoned from the powers that be to shut the fuck up. And so you know what that means. We've come to the end of the show.
Shut the fuck up.
Boo that voice, boo.
Yeah, so to all my viewers, anyone that has followed, this is the Kocktail Social on Be Exposed Radio. You joined us for this segment. Cable, wherever you are, we are with you. I hope that whatever you're going through there, you know that we at the Kocktail Social support you, and that we're looking forward to you joining us as soon as you get yourself together, but take your time with that. Everyone else, if you are out there in the worlds beyond the worlds, Facebook, Twitter, any other place, christianmingle.com, if you're on those spaces and spaces, be mindful of your mental health. Take care of yourself because no one else is guaranteed to be able to take care of you like you. So make sure you just be mindful of yourself. And this is the Kocktail Social. I'm your host, Blue Waters. Tune in next week because I'll be celebrating my birthday.
Party.
Virtual party.
Ow.
All y'all eat crab.